In this video, you will learn how to make omurice at a decent restaurant quality easily. Hi, I'm Hideaki 1J, in short for some lovely reason, an awesome food guy who specializes on recipes mainly for popular menus in Japan, with a policy of making it decent enough quality, with optimized, efficient efforts. If you like the idea, this time's video is something you really wanna check out because it's omurice. If you can make omurice in this video's quality, you can impress pretty much anyone, I think. But before we start, I need to mention that the dish requires the Demiglace sauce, and my recommending way to make it is covered in a separate video that was uploaded previously, so please also check that out. Without any further ado, let's prepare the ingredients. First, onion, since I cut onion here also for Demiglace sauce as well, so I cut some amount of it thin sliced. But you'll need just 20 grams or so of minced onion. Next is mushroom, and cut shape is optional. I go with simple slice and cut. Next is garlic, just 1 clove to be grated. Next is parsley. Please use a fresh one and mince it. Fresh walnut can make a significant flavor quality difference in my opinion. And next is chicken, cut into a small shape like this and salt a bit in advance. Prep is now done. Now let's cook. In advance, I'd like to mention that cooking omurice usually requires very high skill, particularly for rolling omelettes with rice. But you don't have to worry about it because this video introduces a wonderful technique that can be easily done. First, oil a pan on high heat, and once it becomes hot enough, turn it to middle heat and put onion, mushroom and garlic. Putting these on at the same time is just fine. Then add chicken and salt and pepper a bit at this point and fry it for a while. Then add ketchup here. The amount is something like this for 250 grams or so of rice. And I also add slight amounts of red wine here. This can be optional, so if you don't have wine, you can pour some water instead. Please also add a small amount of soup. As usual for me, I add pre-made chicken consomme powder. There is an important point I must mention. When you add ketchup, you must fry it until the water inside the ketchup is gone. This is very important, and neglecting to do this will make chicken rice unnecessarily watery and ruin the taste. And then add rice and mix well, and the chicken rice is complete. Since this time it's omurice, so to make a later task easy, please shape the rice on a plate like this in advance. Here is some preparation that supports a special technique. Somewhere near the fire position, prepare a cool water-wetted towel or 5 or so of overwrapped kitchen papers. This ensures the success rate later drastically. This time I use 4 eggs, salt and pepper firmly. If you go with 250 grams or so of rice, like me in this video, to roll it with the ideal half-raw condition of soft omelettes, 4 eggs are required. Mix eggs until they become very smooth. When you do this, please stir, trying not to make bubbles as much as possible. This depends on each person's liking though. Intentionally making it bubbly to make omelettes to have airy fluffiness is another technique. But a thick, strong, rich taste omelette is more of my liking, so I recommend not making it bubbly here. The tender and soft texture made by making it the ideal half-raw condition is what you want, trust me on that. Now it's showtime. First, oil a pan like this on high heat, and once the pan becomes hot, add batter. Once the batter is melted, then pour all the eggs into the pan. Now, this move is what you must learn. When you make an omelette, on the left hand, keep moving the pan sliding up and down like that. On the right hand, keep moving chopsticks, stalling like making a small circle, and rotating the position of it. Once it gets like this, sorry, but there's no way to describe the condition except saying looking like this. Anyway, to ensure success, after you stop stirring with chopsticks, please make sure the omelette's bottom is at least fried for a while. Once you're sure the bottom is not watery anymore, then turn off the fire and put the pan on a cold water wetted towel to cool down the pan's temperature, and the egg won't be heated and it will never be hotter than this anymore. If you've done okay until this point, then success has almost been ensured. Make sure the edge is not sticking to the pan like this first, then put the chicken rice in the middle in this direction horizontally from your position. Then using a flipper, the lower side of the omelette is flipped onto the chicken rice like this. If you have two flippers, this becomes much easier. And then from the lower side, using the flipper again, slide it upward. By sliding it upward, the upper area of the rice's edge will be covered, taking advantage of the edge of the pan so you don't have to flip the upper side. Slide it upward until the weight center of the rice is just near the edge of the pan, and then using a plate like this, flip. A tip of this move is that you want to focus on making sure where the center line of the weight of the rice on the pan, and imagine that will be on the center of the plate when it's flipped, and also that determines where the axis of the flip rotation should be. The right hand to initiate the rotation and the left hand is for receiving. If you have this image in your head, you'll never fail for that flipping. And then maintain the shape gently like this. I kind of had a flaw here though. Well, let's not mind about that. Pour the Demiglace sauce, let's use plenty of it. And the fresh parsley topped on it. Additionally, let's use fresh cream. And it's complete. It's ridiculously delicious. So please try, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.